Hi, you guys. It's been a while since I've done a video, and I just wanted to do something that I haven't done before. I've not done a red lip before with a dramatic eye, and I just kind of wanted to show you guys how it works. As you can see, I cut my hair off, took out the extensions, and I am weave free. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's all good. Getting a lot of great feedback about it, and this is how my hair was when I was in my 20s and throughout high school. So it's a lot of nostalgia here with this cut. So here's this look, and if you want to see how I did it, stay tuned. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are reaching this video on Facebook, you'll need to go into YouTube and click the thumbs up button so that I can get the credit, and subscribe so that you can see the other videos. I hope everyone's doing great, and stay tuned for this look. We're going to start with a base primer for the eye. I'm using Maybelline's Color Tattoo in Bad to the Bronze, and I'm just taking my finger and placing it all over my lid of my eye, making sure it's done evenly. This will give the eyeshadow a place to stick to, and it will allow the eyeshadow to show up more prominent on the eye. I'm now taking a peach eyeshadow color from a palette that I got from Sally Beauty Supply. It's not a name brand palette, but it had a lot of colors in it and I liked it, and so I thought I'd take it home, being a makeup hoarder. So I'm just going to be patting that on the eyelid and just packing it on with a flat eyeshadow brush until it's the color that I like. Now I'm going in with the crease with MAC's Mineralize Skinfinish and Deep Dark. Ordinarily this is used as a powder, but I like it in the crease to kind of build on my transitions. So I'm just taking that in with a fluffy eyeshadow brush and just sweeping it in the crease using windshield wiper motions and also a little bit of circular motions as well. I want to get that nice and blended, so my next color that I'm going to stack on top of that is going to be MAC's Blunt. This is also a blush, but I like it in terms of building on the eye color in terms of transitioning. So I'm going to take the same brush and pack it in there as well using a fluffy brush. And I'm just wanting it to be in that crease just to kind of give it a little more definition. The next thing I'm going to use is a little bit of a black. It's a black eyeshadow. It's not carbon. For some reason my carbon wasn't working well, so I used the black from that same Sally palette. It went on a little heavy on my right eye, as you can see, and kind of spilled over. So I wasn't having a good blending day that day. So I'm trying to clean it up as best as I can and blending it in with a blending brush. And it didn't come out as good as I like it to. So I was trying not to be anal this day and just accept where my eyeshadow was placed on my eye. So I'm just doing a lot of blending in with another fluffy, clean fluffy brush. And just going back in with that flat fluffy brush that's a little less dense and just blending as much as I can. Next, I'm going to take an iridescent color. It's more of an iridescent white, and I'm going to place that right at my brow bone with a flat eyeshadow brush. And this is just going to highlight the brow bone. I'm only going to place it right at the arch. Next, I'm going to be using an Maybelline's mascara. Sorry about that. And I'm just going to start with my top lashes. I want to make sure that I use a good amount. I like really full lashes under my falsies, so that's what I'm doing there. Next, I'm going to be using my favorite eyeliner. It's a liquid eyeliner and it's from NYC, and I am going to be making a winged look. I will do a tutorial on these because I think the winged look is pretty, you have to master it, and even myself still, I have problems with, getting it to look the way I want it to look when I'm doing my makeup. Sometimes I go in too far or not far enough, and it's just it takes a bit of practice. So I'm just dragging it out and then bringing it back in, and I fill it in, making sure that I define the wing. But it takes lots of practice, and I'll be sure to do a video on that. Next is time for the falsies. I am using my grocery store lashes. These are Ardell's, and I usually double them up because I like a more dramatic look. So here I'm just placing them as close as I can onto the lid, closest to my eyelashes. I use a white eyelash gel just because it dries clear. I place the eyelash glue on the lash line, and I'm using a very thin amount, and I let it sit for about 30 or 40 seconds before applying it to the lash line because it allows it to get sticky. Otherwise you're going to have eyelash glue all over the lid of your eye, and it's just not going to be pretty. So just be patient, and I use my fingers just to pinch it as close as I can to the lid. Some people use tweezers, whatever floats your boat. And next, I like to take an eyelash curler and just curl the fake eyelashes upward so that they're curled. Sometimes it just helps open up the eye a little bit, and I just wanted to do that with these. Next, I'm going to be using MAC Studio Fix Fluid and NC50, and I just placed it on the back of my hand using a flat eyeshadow brush, more of like a kabuki brush. And I am just placing that all over my face, and I'm using circular motions and sweeping motions. Also want to get my jawline really well down in my neck so that I don't have this distinction between my neck and my face, that it's a good transition and it's seamless. Next, I'm going to be using a concealer by Black Opal, and I'll have the shade for you in the comments. But I use this because Black Opal has some of the best beauty products in terms of products for African American skin. And I'm just taking a wedged sponge applicator, and I'm putting that underneath of the eye, everywhere that I want to have it appear to be lighter on my face. So I'm going underneath both eyes with that. Next, I'm going to take my beauty blender and highlight down the center of my nose, and this will create a lighter place along the bridge of my nose. And I also take it up between my eyebrows, just a little bit up on my forehead, not too far. I want to highlight my cupid's bow and my chin. And I'm just taking the sides of that beauty blender and blending that concealer in so that it's set evenly and not cakey. So that's what I'm doing, and that's a damp beauty blender. Next, I'm taking MAC's Blunt Blush, and I'm using my angled blush brush, and I'm going to shade that in along my jawline. And that's just going to bring out the prominence of my cheekbones. It's the hollows of my cheek, and so I'm doing it on both sides using up and down motions. We want that to blend really well. I'm also going along the sides of my forehead. That's going to allow a shading effect and more of the contouring. Next, I'm going to be using a flat eyeshadow brush and more of the MAC's Blunt, and I'm going to take that and drag that along the bridge of my nose, and that's going to create a thinner, slimmer nose. I'm going to be using that shadowing effect by just blending that in, and then taking the beauty blender and just making sure we have enough of a highlight. And I like to blend it in with my ring finger. I think it just does a good job at minimizing the lines of that. Also, I'm going to be taking Ben Nye's banana powder, and I am going to use that to set my highlight. So it's going to be used underneath my eye. Everywhere we highlighted, I'm doing that eye. I'm going to be doing my other eye. It's going to go down the center of our nose where we put the highlighting concealer there. Also between the eyebrows, just a little bit on the forehead. Needed more product there. And I'm going to put some on my chin, and then I'm also going to just kind of chisel out more of my jawline and underneath my cheekbone. I'm going to take MAC's blush brush. I believe this is blush brush 168, excuse me, and I'm just going to take back and forth sweeping motions everywhere that we put the Ben Nye banana powder. I do need to say that I let that Ben Nye powder sit for about 30 seconds to a minute just so that it has an opportunity to soak into the skin, so that we have a great setting effect with that. Next, I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Deep Dark, and I am going to set those places that we contoured, the side of my forehead, the jawline, the hollows of my cheeks. And this just will set that powder. Next, I am just going into my brow and taking a bit of that black Opal concealer and putting it on the edge of a spiral eyeshadow brush. Well, it's more of a blush. It's more of a eyeshadow brush that looks like a mascara. So I just take that and I am just going in and blending that so that the eyebrow has more of a gradient effect. It doesn't look so dark and doesn't look so heavy. I did my eyebrows before this tutorial. I thought I filmed it, but I apologize. Next, I'm using a blush from Iman Cosmetics, and it's called Peach. It is a very beautiful berry color, and so I'm just brushing that on the apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm going back in with that same angled brush and using that Mineralized Skinfinish on the sides of our nose where we place the blunt, just to contour it. And next, I'm using pretty much like a chestnut lip liner, and I'm using that as a liner for our red lips that we're going to be doing. And next, this fabulous red is from MAC, and it's their Russian red, and I just think it's a fabulous shade, especially on chocolate skin. I like it because it pops, and it's just a really great color. And I'm just taking that and applying that liberally to the lips. Next, I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm going to clean up the red so that it looks very neat. I'm going to be using concealer, and that is the same concealer I used under my eye and all the places that we highlighted. That's MAC Studio Fix Concealer, and I believe that is in NC45. Yes, that would be NC45. And I am just going around the lips just to define the lips and make sure that it's just a clean line. This takes a little bit of practice because sometimes you can get a bit of the lipstick into the concealer, so you kind of want to take your time and make sure that the brush is angled at the perfect place so that it can coat well. And then I forgot to smoke the bottom of my lower eye line out. I'm going to be using a chestnut color eyeliner, and I'm doing both eyes, and this will just give me a little bit of the smoky effect without it being black. And then I'm also going in with an eyeshadow MAC's brown strip with a flat shading eyeshadow brush, and that's just going to smoke it out a bit and give us a smokier brown eye, because our transition colors in our eyelid, our eye crease, are going to be around the same color, so we wanted to stick with the same family. And this will just blend out that brown and give us a slight smoky effect. Also, I'm using the mascara on my bottom lid. That will just give us a defined eye look and very finished. Next, I'm going to be using a highlight, and this is MAC's, I believe this is Gold Deposit, and I'm taking a kind of a fluffy foundation brush, and I'm going in at the high point of my cheeks, and this will just give us more of a highlighting definition there. And what I want to do is just make sure that I'm doing this very light, because it can actually be really heavy if you're not applying it correctly. I also take my ring finger and apply it on the bridge of my nose, right where I highlighted, above my cupid's bow and my chin. So this is the finished product, and I hope you like. I enjoyed doing this look for you. What I will do is place all of the products into the comment section. So I'm so glad you like. Thank you.